Hey everybody, it is Monday, and I am one of these people that, I don't know if you call me obsessive compulsive or what, but like when I'm into a trial or something, I just can't stop digging or looking or, since the trial is over and it has ended so horribly, with continued lack of concern for justice, it really makes me wonder, as a person, if I were to live in the Canton area, or Denham, wherever these jurors are pulled from, I guess this video probably won't interest many people because, for one, I doubt it will ever reach a juror, and for two, it's just my opinion, and I'm just going to give some thoughts on the fact that I have been scanning the website trying to find other judgments that have been, what's the word? They've been, oh crap, I forgot my, I need my notebook. I have to, excuse me, I have to have something underneath this to mark it. And I have to mark it because you just can't, wing this. It's you have to be precise. I hate being precise, so I have to mark it. And I also have lost my coffee, so I can either leave this running or do my normal, okay, we're going to splice it all together. So, you know what? I guess instead of leaving a lot of strangers in my room, I would probably be better to just start over, right? I mean, Winnie the Pooh doesn't talk, nor does my Groot. So you would be sitting here on your own because, yeah, I got to do that. But I have some problems. I have some here, let me just do this. I have some problems with this entire hung jury verdict, as many of you do, but I guess the easiest way to put this would be, the jurors gave, yeah, that was my, I need that too. I work in a very little space in here. Supposedly I live in a big house, but it's really not. It's really not. And that's okay. I live in a little house. But I'm assuming it's a big house, but not really. So, I don't like 2 stories, and my house is 2-story. However, it wouldn't really matter because my daughter and her 3 children live upstairs, and that doesn't mean that's where they stay, obviously. They live in the house. So I find that my room is really the only place. And they're all gone right now to lunch at McDonald's. The one place I can't eat. I'm sorry. I'm so sorry, but no offense, but my stomach really can't even handle that. So, with my observations, juries are made of regular folk. And to spend as much time as they did and go through the process that they went through. And I mean, I'm sorry, I was watching that, mess Bev did with the reading of the, you know, instructions and everything. I just think that she tried to make it as confusing as possible for people. Seriously. So, when they've come forward and they've said, hey, we found her not guilty on these counts. And the DA basically says, so, I don't care. I want to know who can help now, because it's very clear that the DA in Canton is not concerned in the least about justice. Now, who else do they go to? Who else do they go to? The nerve of the DA to say that the defense did anything wrong because the jurors reached out to them. Who are they supposed to reach out to? Who do they call? Somebody tell us. Somebody tell us, who does the jury reach out to? And I'm assuming that they just don't want their I'm assuming that they don't want people to know who they are because of all the hate and vitriol that takes place in that area. I'm sure someone on that jury knows someone in the McAlbert clan that they don't want to have going after them in any manner. So, what do they do? What do they do? They've come forward and they've said, look, we were waiting for further instruction. We never got it. Now, you know what? I've watched that over and over. And, sorry, sometimes my medication makes me, almost all the medicine that I take does not like me. So, I take a lot of Zofran. But, the thing that gets me is they've reached out and they've said, you know, we found her not guilty on these counts. You can't charge her again. Our deliberation, we did. We found her guilty. I mean, shit. Oh, pardon me. I'm sorry. We found her not guilty on 2 counts. Now, I personally would say if she's not guilty on 2, she's not guilty on any, but that's just my opinion. But can anyone tell these precious jurors who, you know, if Judge Canoni cared about the jurors the way she acted, then she would call them in immediately and have a conversation. But let me just say, if any of you jurors happen to watch this video, might I suggest that you don't just meet with Judge Canoni. I don't know, maybe someone from the FBI. I honestly, who do you trust there? You can't trust the judge. You can't trust the DA. You sure can't trust the police force. You can't trust the state troopers. Who do you go to? If anybody could tell me, I'd appreciate it. Tell them where to go, who to call, what to say. You know, they don't need to know what to say. They've already said it, and they've said that they'll swear to it. But because, you know, the judge came in that day I've watched it over and over and over and over. Believe me, I'm like that. So the judge comes in. She says the jury's at an impasse. We're going to call them in. She called them in. There's not a whole bunch of time going on here, right? And the judge is, as she lets everybody know, she is the last word. She is in control. Good Lord Almighty, don't question Grouchy Pants. I mean, we saw when Jackson tried to question her over that really confusing verdict slip with her snarky behavior. So, I mean, you can't, you know, I mean, she doesn't care, but she acted like she did. But if she did, she would meet with these jurors, and she would do the right thing. Now, I did find a video so far. I've only found one, but I did find a video where, shit, I don't even have my ruler. I mean, I'm at a standstill over here. I'm not accomplishing nothing. I thought I had everything lined up. I really did, y'all. I really did. But I watched a hung verdict the other day, and the judge asked if they, you know, he asked questions to figure out where and what the problem was. And after the answers came from the jury, they had found, I believe, not guilty on a few counts. And the judge said on those that they were 100% decided in agreement to, that said not guilty, those charges were not guilty. And they, you know, they were asked in a manner that you can ask. So for Judge, did I just... Y'all. How I ever get anything accomplished is beyond me. I just pinned the wrong side to the right side. It don't work. There ain't no way to make that work. So had I gone over there and sat at that sewing machine, I'd have had to undo it all. So let me just do this. It's amazing I ever get anything done. I'm telling y'all right now, I have become the queen of, what do you call it? Ripping stitches out. I'm the queen of ripping stitches out. Because I'm always going to do something wrong. But, hold up. Okay, since I was dropping stuff, I went ahead and went over to get my marking stuff. Where was I? Oh, I was just talking about I'm just an airhead. But anyway, I'm not a pattern sewer. I just do what I think looks good and go from there. But I'm the one that will know if it doesn't look right. You know, you can sew, well, obviously, if I sewed one side right side and one side wrong side, you could tell. But I'll take stuff apart and just have a fit because it's just not the way I want it. Although nothing in this world is perfect, I struggle really hard with feeling somebody would get something of mine and then that I made and find nothing but imperfections in it. The very first quilt that I ever made, I gave, don't ask me why, to my mother. I made it specifically for her. She never used it. She never showed it to anybody. She never bragged about it. She was, anyway, when she passed on, you know, my brother asked me, did I want him to look for it? And I said, no, it doesn't matter. Because if he found it, he'd either have to burn it or just throw it away, because I made that for a specific reason, a specific person. Although she didn't love me, I still, everybody wishes their mama loved them. So I gave her a quilt. It was a little baby jungle animals, and I still have some of the fabric that I used. It was really perfect, I thought, for her. But anyway, I knew where every mistake was. A hand quilt, that was my first time to machine quilt ever. And I knew where every mistake was. Would she have known? No. Would anybody know looking at it? You had to look real hard. But, anyway. Alright, so back, I'm sorry. I've gone over of just rambling. So, would anybody please, you know, who do they talk to? I mean, obviously the jury would like for Karen Reed to receive justice. You know, they don't want her convicted. They don't want her tried a second time for something that they've already said. A jury of her peers has already said she's not guilty. So if she's not guilty, then how do you try her again? I mean, that's our $1,000,000 question, right? Because jeopardy is attached at this point. I'm not a rocket scientist. I'm not a lawyer. But I am a citizen. And I'm outraged. Not that it matters to anybody up there in Massachusetts, but for me to believe that this is how the law is practiced in Massachusetts is really hard to believe. I mean, there's nothing at all to help someone that is being railroaded. But, you know, if it was their family, they you know, I'm sorry. It's like, was it Chris Albert, right? Chris Albert killed a man. He was an exchange student. Parents, or he comes to America and he never goes home. Why? Because a drunk driver took his life. A drunk driver ran. It took 30 hours, I believe they said, before that drunk driver turned himself in. And the sad thing is, that drunk driver went on with his life. He, had a family. Got a pizza shop. I'm not so sure if that's really good pizza or if his family friends just happened to purchase from him. I don't know. But his life wasn't ruined. His life wasn't even messed up. I mean, heck, he's even sitting on the board of select for Canton. Well, people had to vote him in for that, so be it, right? But I'm going to say again, where is justice for Karen Reed in all this? Where is it? Just, I don't see it. Okay, I got it all marked now. Alright, so this one I can sew. So if anybody could help me out with that, I'd appreciate it. My heart's broken, really, for these jurors because they're in a very unfair situation. And this judge has no problem allowing them to continue to deal with this. And that's wrong. The burden that you've put on your jury members by refusal to even care, your refusal to even respect anything, Mr. Lowley, you need to be removed from office. You need to lose your job. I'm not so sure you don't need to lose your bar license, honestly. But I'd have to look further. But there is no way you don't know what you're doing. There's no way. You're not out for justice for John O'Keefe. You're out for blood. You're out to blame someone for something that you're never going to have the answers to. And the reason you're never going to have the answers to them is not because Karen Reed is a horrible person. You're not going to have the answers because you never asked the people in the house what happened. You never treated the people in the house like they were suspects. All because Jen McCabe told you, basically, in her words, or in the words of text messages, let me just make it clear. Tell them the guy never went in the house. The guy. As she sits on the stand and says, everybody has forgotten about her friend. No, ma'am, we have not. What we do realize is, if you don't know what happened to your friend, what's the word? If you're really that dumb, if you really weren't there, if you really don't know, you're an absolute idiot for how you're portraying everything. Because over and over and over and over, when I listened to your testimony, I really did get sick of you saying, we were trying to figure it out. We wanted to let the police do their job. But you didn't, not really. You wanted the police to listen to you. And therefore, you feel that's how they did their job. It's mind-boggling to me. It truly is. And I can even, I could have solved your issue right away. And anyways, I've got a video about Jim McCabe coming up because I listened, and mind you, I only went a few, I don't think I got further than maybe an hour, maybe 2 hours, because I had to keep stopping and writing stuff down. I was just wanted to be sure I got that right. Want to be sure I read that right. Want to be sure I heard that right. So, anyway, I'm sorry that this is so long. I wish that I knew how to help the jurors in Canton. I mean, not Canton, but that were on the Karen Reed case. I wish I could help you. I am not saying this with any animosity, no judgment. My heart really feels for you because I wasn't even on the jury and my heart's heavy. So I can't even imagine how the jurors feel. It's unreal. And how are you guys ever going to find people to trust or that are respectable to sit on juries with you when you behave in this manner is what I want to know. I just really want to know, because I tell you what, if I was called to sit on a jury and I knew that the DA Lowley was going to be in there, or a sister, or whatever you are, if I knew you were going to be in that trial, I'd have said, I can't sit on this trial. I have absolutely no respect for the DA. So anything he says or any evidence he produces, I'm not going to believe a minute of it. And as far as Judge Bev, that'd be a cold day in you know where before I would ever believe a word out of her mouth. See, the thing is the corruption is so big, and I don't care corruption. If y'all believe it's a conspiracy theory or whatever you want to believe, this is corruption, people. You can call on conspiracy theorists all you want. It's 100% corrupt. It's corrupt. And to have absolutely no respect for the jurors, it's just, I'd never sit on. How are you guys ever going to try another case? Because after hearing this, I mean, think about it. You need to think about it really hard, Lowley. If this is all the respect you have for a jury, why would anybody ever sit on another case that you presented to the court? If they did, I don't see you ever getting a conviction, because these people can't believe a word out of your mouth. You don't have integrity. I watched the trial. And people saying that the Turtle Boy caused all this. No, he did not. What he did is he brought it out to light, I'm finding out. But the thing is on that is he was persecuted for doing that. Y'all tried to, I don't know what y'all tried to do. Y'all tried to pin him up on some charges because they didn't like how he, oops, that's the wrong side. They didn't like how he was going about what he had to say. Well, guess what? If y'all weren't trying to hide everything and making it look so criminal, well, he wouldn't have anything to talk about, would he? Not on your case, it'd go elsewhere. So, I mean, no matter how you look at it, no matter how you turn it, no matter how you toss it, 100% you're reaping what you sowed in that courtroom. And to be so uncaring about this jury being dismissed, and she dismissed that jury faster than lightning, guys, faster than lightning. Never seen anything like it. It was fast. So, okay, that's it. I'm sorry. I rambled too long because I was sidetracked, but yet I think I can work on doing this stuff and not be so sidetracked. So I'm going to be back in a short while with some of my thoughts on Jennifer McCabe's testimony. And this is just, let's see. Okay. Let me see. 1, 2. Oh, I don't know, maybe 15 pages of notes within 2 hours of her testimony. I can break it down a lot faster than that. I know people, I wonder, I bet people don't even look for more than 5 minutes and figure. All right, so I'm going to let you go, and I'll be back in a bit with that, and hopefully I'll have more of my stuff. I've got things I can do to prep everything prior to sewing. Yeah, I don't think I can. I mean, I can talk and sew, but you look at me sideways, and then y'all really wonder what I was doing when I can't see, and I'm like this down trying to see where my needle is and doesn't match. My glasses help sometimes they don't. If I want to read anything, I got to put them on. So, let me go for a bit, and I'll be back. I hope y'all are having a good day, but really and honestly, if anybody can help these people that sat on the jury on the Karen Reed trial, I mean, what about the governor? Could the governor help? The state police, whoever, those head honchos, y'all got to remember, they feel sorry for Proctor. So if they're going to feel sorry for something like Proctor, you just can't trust them. I mean, people that feel sorry for Proctor, they're missing their moral bucket somewhere. So you can't call this. So who do you call? What do? You can't call Ghostbusters, can you? So what do you do? What do you do? These are the answers I don't have. I wish somebody had them, and I hope they get them soon. Bye.